Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be doing test hand for fairies. And I got my actually old playmat here. It's a playmat from the first generations of Yu-Gi-Oh! For in the extra deck zone it says Fusion Deck Zone. I love this playmat. I've actually had another one like it, but I just figured that was a little bit cool. I got it from the Dragon deck that had Red Eyes Darkness metal on it. But doing a fairy deck, it's pretty much shuffled, but I'm still going to shuffle it anyways. So I'm going to assume they're going to activate at least 2 effects per turn for those counter traps. 1 monster and then 1 spell trap. Just for testing. This deck, it really depends on what your opponent is using, not necessarily what they're playing. So, to start off, not a bad hand whatsoever. Guarding Aerodine would have been nice, but so going to start off with Valkyria, and then I'm going to set 2. And your opponent's turn, when they would draw, Drastic Drop Off. Power Angel Valkyria will go ahead and search. Going to search Guiding Aerodine to our hand. Sorry, my voice is a little bit groggy this morning. I just woke up. Like, I haven't even been awake an hour yet. So, once we have Guiding Aerodine... Move, chair! Once we have Guiding Aerodine in our hand come our turn, going to go ahead and draw for our turn. Sanctuary in the Sky, that is perfect. Going to activate Guiding Aerodine in our Pendulum Zone. And it doesn't matter which one you want to summon. I'm going to go about for Artemis for that draw. Oh my goodness, the camera is terrible. It's a little bit better. There we go. I didn't realize that it was that bad at first, but a little bit better. Alright, ending turn, during opponent's turn, they activate a monster. Going to go ahead and Providence. Going to chain link 1 Artemis, chain link 2 Valkyria. So Valkyria will go ahead and search. Let's go ahead and do Sacred Arcanite Parshath. It's optional as to what you want to do. I was actually debating about doing Thea, the Goddess of Light or something like that. So it could pair with Bountiful Artemis, and then Artemis would allow draw. Perfect. So, opponent goes through the rest of their turn, no things to negate, but yeah. Going into turn 3, Sanctum of Parshath. Now, here's a couple of things that you could do. Could tribute these to summon Sacred Arcanite. That's what I would do since I don't have any traps. And then go ahead and summon. You can go ahead and use Sanctum of Parshath, targeting 3 of these. Do Bountiful, Ultimate, and Jurassic Drop-Off. Put them on the top of the deck in any order. And attack, deal damage, search counter trap to your hand. Or a Light Fairy if you're wanting to do that, but... Or... Parshath card, not fairy card, my bad. fairy monster. It's a Parsheth card or any counter trap. So, going into test hand 2, Divine Punishment, Honest, Malteel, Sage of the Sky, Sanctuary in the Sky, and Guiding Aerodine. That is pretty perfect test hand. I'm sorry if my playmat shifts, it's not the best. Sanctuary in the Sky, Field Zone, Guiding Aerodine in the Pendulum Zone, Malteel Summon, Set, Divine Punishment. Now, with this board setup, if they were to activate an effect right off the bat, I wouldn't negate it unless it's something like it's gonna get their plays actually moving. So, towards the end of the turn, I'm gonna activate Divine Punishment. I gain 1,000 life points, negate and destroys yours. On top of I get another destruction from Malteel. Coming into my turn, draw. Herald of Orange Light's not doing much right now. We don't have to worry about putting Malteel in defense, because Sanctuary. We do have Honest if your opponent tries attacking into Malteel. Like I said, this deck depends on what your opponent plays. It's not, you can't really test hand. You can test hand consistency, but you can't test hand Herald of Purple Light. I can't test hand anything else. So that was not a good test run. This fairies in general, in my opinion, unless it's something like Trickstars, don't have very good consistency, especially counter fairies. But they try. There's hardly anything that can search anything out for the deck. They need a way to search Sanctuary, or a card that lists Sanctuary in the Sky in its text, except itself. To the hand, if there is a card like that, I would really love to know what it was. What it is. But I don't think there is. I've looked. Very well be wrong. 4, 5. Divine Punishment, Herald of Purple Light, Rebirth of Parsheth, Guiding Aerodine, and a Herald of Orange Light. So, to start, I'm going to set Rebirth of Parsheth, Guiding Aerodine in the Pendulum Zone, and be done with that. So, with this, if your opponent tries to activate an effect, you can trigger Parsheth, activate Divine Punishment, don't have to discard or pay life points for it, and you get a monster out. So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Rebirth of Parsheth, revealing our counter trap. Go ahead and shuffle that card back into the deck, and then summon Sacred Arc Air Knight Parsheth. Don't have to discard, pay life points, so I'm sitting at 8,000 still. This card is amazing. It is broken. The fact that they summon something like, I don't know, something like Dark Summoning Beast and tries to activate its effect, tributing itself. You can trigger Rebirth of Parsheth, put it back into the deck, and they still don't get the summon. But following up the turn, Power Angel Valkyria. I can't speak today. And with that, we are going to set our Divine Punishment as a decoy. Gonna hold on to the Heralds, gonna hold on to Power Angel Valkyria. Don't want to play Power Angel Valkyria if I don't have a counter trap. Gonna have Sacred Arc Knight attack. Assuming it deals damage because it's a 2800 piercer. Going to search to the hand. Ultimate Providence. Now we can set Power Angel Valkyria. Or, if you don't want to do Ultimate Providence, then this would completely still work. you could do Sanctum of Parshath. No, so you have Sanctuary in the Sky on the field. Go ahead and summon Power Angel Valkyrie. I can't speak today, forgive me if I butcher these names. And that's it for the turn. Looking at the end turn, I have a free counter trap, a live counter trap. I have the negation of a monster or a trap in my hand. But with this deck, if you don't open up with a counter trap, at least 2 of them, you're not going to get anywhere. If you open up with nothing but counter traps, you're still not going to get anywhere. But moving on to the going second hands. Three, 4, 5, 6, because you get a +1 for a draw. But before I draw that 6th card, we do have hand traps. Okay, we didn't. Okay, we got purple light, but because I opened with Valkyria, I would not use it. So drawing into Sanctuary in the Sky, not the best draw, but it's something. Go ahead and activate Sanctuary in the Sky. Activate Sanctum of Parshath. Go ahead and set Rebirth of Parshath. And some Power Angel Valkyrie. Sorry, I'm butchering. But now, end your opponent's turn. Activate Rebirth of Parshath. Build counter trap. Going to discard Herald of Purple Light. Shuffle that card back into the deck and summon Sacred Arc Knight Parshath. Sacred Arc Air Knight Parshath. The only Parshath monster that I'm running. Right, come your next turn, going to go ahead and draw. Go ahead and set both of these. Gonna have attack, assuming it deals damage. Completely forgot to search with Valkyria, but if you want to do that, you can. Because I did miss the timing, or I didn't do it properly, I'm going to pass on it. And then I'm going to search to my hand Ultimate Providence. Now, not only do we have 2 negates, when one of those negates is activated, we get a search. Opponent's turn. Divine Punishment, negate. And then Rebirth of Parshath. Ultimate Providence, having to discard it, unfortunately. But we do get our second Parshath. All our monsters have 21 and 31 attack, and I don't take any damage through them. So that's pretty much it for the test hand. Like I said, fairies aren't a very easy deck to play testing with, just because of the deck is, this version of fairies. When I say fairies, I mean counter fairies. This type of fairy. It's kind of tough because, well, it's a counter trap deck. It's focused off what your opponent plays, beyond this normal summon, set 2, and pass. So, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and peace out.